Hello and welcome back, my friends. For any newbies, my name's Emily and I frickin' love food. So if you do too, you're in the right place. We're making a gorgeous slow roast lamb today, and although it can be easy to get wrong, it's so very easy to get right. There are dozens of ways to cook a slow roast lamb, whether you're marinating it in harissa and then serving it with chickpeas and couscous, or you're doing more of like a Mediterranean style and baking it in lemon and oregano, thyme, olives. All of these variations are absolutely delicious, but this recipe is a classic. It's simple and uses garlic, onions, thyme, rosemary, salt and pepper for seasoning. It's a no-fuss recipe and perfect served with roast potato, parsnips, greens, gravy, a little bit of mint sauce if you fancy. So preheat your oven to 180 degrees fan, drizzle the pan with olive oil, and then add in some crushed garlic cloves and red onion. You can totally use white onions or shallots if you fancy. Top with fresh rosemary and fresh thyme, then you've got your leg of lamb. The one I'm using is 2.5 kilograms, but anything between 1.5 and 2.5 is absolutely fine. I bought mine from Sainsbury's, which is currently half price if you use your Nectar card. So I'm just saying, what a bargain. So take that out of its packaging and place on top of your herbs, drizzle with olive oil, and then sprinkle generously with salt and pepper. I'm actually using Maldon salt, flaky sea salt for this recipe. You can also use Cornish sea salt as well, like they have really nice grains of salt. Pour around 250 milliliters of water around the lamb. Now adding water to your baking tray and covering the lamb with foil creates a moist, steamy environment for the lamb to cook in. The steam, number one, prevents the lamb from drying out and allows for a gentle, even cooking, which is perfect for breaking down the tissues of the lamb, which then makes it super full off the bone and delicious. Now, as you can see, I'm just using water for this recipe, but if you'd like to use stock, then you totally can because it will add in extra flavor. I'd recommend either chicken or beef. You may also add a little bit of wine if you fancy. But the thing is, and the reason why I don't tend to do this, is because I really like the liquid that is then created from the lamb to taste like lamb, not like chicken. Do you get me? So you do you, but that's just my take on it. Tightly wrap your baking tray in tin foil and then place in the oven for 4 hours. Now I repeat, there is no need to open the oven. There is no need to check the lamb. Just let it do its thing. Your home should smell absolutely incredible after about an hour of cooking. So good. You know what I find funny is that a lot of food brands and supermarkets put the wrong cooking time on their packaging. Not always, but a lot of the time. Let's take sushi rice, for example. If you cook sushi rice according to packet instructions, it will fail. With this lamb, they say to cook it for 2 hours. No, I'm not being funny, but if you cook this lamb for 2 hours, it will still taste good, but it'll still be very much on the bone. Actually, whilst I'm here, I don't know whether you can hear them, but can you hear the bees? There's a bee literally on me right now. Hello. We've got this rosemary bush next to us, and there are so many bees. It's literally the cutest thing. Look, I'll try and hold the microphone closer to the bees, and you can hear them. Can you hear it? I'll show you. And we planted these daffodils last year. Look how cute they are. That's my garden story for you. Now, if you're looking to make a dessert to have after your lamb, I would highly recommend looking through the Waitrose magazine. Now, I love Waitrose magazine, not just for their sweet bits, but their innovative, inspirational, savory recipes too. It's usually like £4, but when you get the My Waitrose app, you get it for free, which is amazing. Okay, so for this month, for example, what could you make that is sweet and delicious? Lemon and mint financier. So those are like little cakes, which would go so well with like a kind of lemony lamb. This is a stunning idea, colossal rhubarb creme brulee, where basically they've created like a rhubarb base with a creme brulee topping. Raspberry iced buns. I mean, like, you've got so much stuff in here that it's just very, very good fun stuff. Look at the rhubarb. Oh, guys. My mouth is salivating. Or if you've subscribed, thank you, then you will have seen last week I posted a tres leche cinnamon roll recipe. I highly recommend making them post roast. I've added the link in the description below, so feel free to watch that video after you watch this one. This is so exciting. Look, I feel like this is not a good angle. This is not a good angle. Okay, I'm gonna get a good angle for you guys now. Look at that. Look at that, that is actually insane. Lamb is quite a fatty meat. So for example, if you look at the pan, you can see a lot of it is oil. And so a lot of people say like, oh no, you don't really wanna eat that. But I just think it has so much flavor and I love trying it. So I'm gonna give a little stir. You can literally see the fat globules being like blob, 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 blob. Holy mackerel. Oh my God, that's insane. This is the perfect base to add to your gravy. You can make a gravy from scratch, or you can have like a beef stock gravy using Bisto gravy granules, for example. And then you've got those like garlic cloves that are in the sauce that have kind of just caramelized and like almost like a confit. Okay, we're now gonna put this back in the oven for another half an hour until the top is nice and crispy, because at the moment, if you touch it, the skin will be really nice and soft, but we want it to be crispy and just that extra little brown on the top. So in for half an hour. This lamb is phenomenal. Look at that. Oh my goodness, it's so pull apart, like it pulls apart like nothing else. It's literally full off the bone. It's incredible. I'm so excited to try it. When I say full off the bone, like, this is a little straggly bit off the side. Oh, delish. Either you can serve it as a roast, like this. So we've got our roast lamb here, then got some crispy roast potatoes, some roasted carrots. We've then got asparagus on top of a bed of mayonnaise, Dijon, and lemon juice. Parsnip puree with garlic, topped with parmesan and thyme. Or more importantly, if you've got leftovers, like I do, then it's time to make a sandwich. So you are coming with me to one of my favorite bakeries in London. Let's go. We have the precious goods. She is truly a beauty, and like the sound she makes is absolutely phenomenal. Oh, it's these little things in lamb that fill me with joy. So you might be asking, what does leftover lamb go with in a sandwich? Well, there are multiple different options, but today we're going to be making a chimichurri cheese rocket red cabbage sandwich with this delicious sourdough. And I don't know about you, but I adore chimichurri. Like, it's one of my favorite condiments ever on the entire world. On the entire world, in the entire world, on the entire earth. It's just so versatile. It's a South American, specifically kind of Argentinian sauce that combines coriander, parsley, chili, red wine vinegar, garlic, and olive oil, a little bit of salt. Essentially, it's a super herbaceous, slightly spicy, slightly sweet, slightly addictive sauce. And it honestly just goes with everything, including lamb, which is why we're using it today. Oh, I forgot, we're also gonna add in some caramelized onions because I love the sweetness that they add. Oh, I also just want to tell you a little something real quick. I used to work in the agri-tech industry. We used to work with a lot of herb farmers, and you might think to yourself, oh, you know, when I'm buying basil from Waitrose versus Aldi, like what's the difference between the two of them? Quality, the freshness, like what is it? And I can't speak on behalf of all farmers and all supermarkets, but a farmer can supply various different leveled supermarkets their herbs, but each supermarket has different criteria. So for example, a supermarket like Waitrose that only accepted the top leaves of basil, for example, and hardly any stems, whereas like Aldi or Lidl that would accept a far greater proportion of the stem, which would add a lot more weight to the bag. You're getting less leaf for your price, but it's a cheaper packet. Does that make sense? So that's just an interesting fact for you. The quality of the produce might not be that different in terms of where it's from. Back to chopping. Something that's very commonly misstated when it comes to chilies is that a lot of people say, oh, you make sure to chop out the seeds. It's actually not the seeds that are spicy. It's something called the placenta, which is the white bit in chilies. So as long as you chop that out, and yes, the seeds are just a little bit uncomfortable to eat because they can just be a little bit like unappealing to the aesthetic of the crunch, you know? And also, FYI, my boyfriend Henry always jokes at me for saying this as a fact, but I think it's really cool. You have a birdhouse or bird feed and your squirrels or rats or mice are getting to it. Sprinkle some chili powder over it because birds can digest capsaicin, which is basically the spice within chilies, but things like rats and squirrels and mice can't digest it, so they don't like it, so they won't go for your seed anymore. I'm going to stop with the fun facts now, and I'm going to chop up this chili. And just give it a nice old mixy mix. You can totally add more or less chilies if you want, based on your preferences. Kind of time to assemble everything because really you're just creating the chimichurri sauce. The lamb's already done. Assemble the sandwich now. I still can't get over her. Honestly, cutting sourdough is an art form, one of which I'm not very good at. So I may have forgotten to do the caramelized onions, so I've just done them. I literally just used red onions, fried them up in some olive oil, and then added in a bit of water to speed up the process. Added in some sugar and some balsamic vinegar, a little bit of sprinkling of salt and some pepper. The result is sweet caramelized deliciousness. We're gonna start with some mayonnaise. Excuse you. Boom. Gonna follow up with the leftover lamb. We've got so much leftover lamb, like it's actually wild. Then again, it was 2.5 kilograms of lamb. We're now gonna go in with some cheese. Now you can either use mozzarella or cheddar or any kind of cheese you want. Okay. actually going to use my Our Place air fryer. It has like a little grill section on it and it's freaking adorable and it works really well. Let's put it on this little tray and we'll put it in the grill. Look at that, my god. Whoa, it's gonna slide. Okay. I've also got some crispy onions because I just feel like anything with crispy onions in it tastes better, so why would you not? Next up for some greenery, we're gonna go for rocket. Finally, we're gonna add in some beetroot. I was looking for red cabbage, but I couldn't find any red cabbage in the store, so we're just gonna go for a little bit of colour. Oh my god, this is gonna be so good. Throw away the excess rocket that I got a bit excited over. Now you might be thinking, Emily, how are you planning on eating this? Well, baking paper is your friend. Gonna bring up either side. Then you want to tuck each side in underneath the sandwich. Okay, I actually can't be bothered to do that right now. I'm too hungry, I'm too excited. Look at that beauty. Cheers. Oh wow. Oh, that's delicious. Thank you for watching. Feel free to subscribe if you fancy.